sat down with David Stern, had an interview yourself with former NBA Commissioner David Stern, and you spoke about the legalization of marijuana in the NBA. How do you think that's going to go?
I think it's gonna happen, man. You see baseball. I mean, baseball already
Right.
wasn't
They
tested
just-
for street drugs
right.
and all that
They
type of
just
stuff.
stopped
But
that,
now
right.
they just officially came out and said they're not gonna test for cannabis at any level, even at their minor league level, which is huge. I think that anybody that's still like demonizing cannabis and all that is just being very ignorant. You know what I'm saying? I understand if you want to say it's not for you, but for you to have your opinion that no one should have access to it is just, bullshit to me. I think that, now because of what MLB did, and now we see it's not much backlash. You know what I'm saying? I think baseball, obviously, I think they had their biggest revenue year ever. You know what I'm saying?
comeback, yeah.
We'll see next year if anything changes because they allow cannabis, you know what I'm saying, which I don't think they will, because I think that if you left it up to a vote in the country, I think cannabis would be legalized next year. You know what I'm saying? I think that most people at this point, most real people, don't think that there's an issue with cannabis consumption. And, I just think that we need sports to just, eventually kind of start peeling back the onion, maybe allow CBD first, see how
And see it
people
tested
accept.
first, right?
Then, allow THC, you know what I'm saying? The thing about it, this is how I explain it, is like, we can drink, right? How many players show up to the game drunk?
Drunk, yeah.
None, really. And if
Well-
you do, you have one, but I'm saying you may have one or two bad apples, right?
Right,
But
one or
that's
two,
life.
right.
Right? You understand what I'm saying? But they don't tarnish the game.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? We're not going to show up to the game drunk because I'm about to play against Kevin Durant tonight. I'm going to play drunk again. He about to tear my ass up sober.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with cannabis. It's like, why would a player show up to the game high?
Yeah.
Like we're professionals. We know it's a time and place for everything. After the game, I'm gonna go blow it down. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna sit and play video games and heal.
Right.
You know what I'm
Instead of
saying?
you giving me those drugs.
Instead of you giving me the drugs, or instead of me drinking liquor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We obviously know there's no medicinal benefits in liquor. There are some in cannabis. Now, we don't know all of them because there's not the proper testing, but we know for sure there are some.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's the difference, and I think that because of that, and I think the more conversations we continue to have and normalize this whole thing and humanize this plant, I think that it'll happen sooner than we think.
Most people will say, okay, they did MLB and not NBA or the NFL because
it's all black players.
All black players, and MLB is like 7% blacks in there, so of course they're going to do that. What do you think about that?
I mean, there's always conspiracy things or whatever, but I don't think it has. I think it has something to do with it, but I don't think that's the main focus of it. I think it's all about perception, right? And I think that if you look at back in the day in the 70s and maybe early 80s, the NBA did have a drug issue, right? It wasn't cannabis; it was cocaine and all these other things. So I think that most people are just afraid to, obviously go back in that direction because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because the game is growing in such a great way. You don't want to, do anything to stop growth. You know what I'm saying? But I think that, I think the fan base is cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of these teams play in markets where cannabis is medicinally available. So
and that's the thing about it. Like, it's a recreational.
Pay taxes in that state. You know what I'm saying? All these different things in that state. And you're telling me I can't get medicine?
Yeah, right. I play for the Denver Nuggets, and I can't get me a nugget.
And I can't get medicine. I'm a resident here. I live here, and I can't get medicine. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense to me. That seems like somewhere that's illegal. You know what I'm saying? If somebody ever decided to fight it. You know what I'm saying? If one of the players decided to fight it. You know what I'm saying? But I think that it won't have to come to that point. I think, like I said, I think we're coming around to it.
Was David Stern more like he felt like he should be pushed?
Yeah, he thinks it should. He thinks that everything should be reviewed again, right? He thinks that the whole policy should be looked at. He feels that because of the medicinal benefits of it, and now that we do have some form of research done and different things like that, that the league should consider looking at it again. And shout out to David Stern too.
Yeah, he's got a hospital up. He gets well, but. How about the new commissioner, Adam Silver?
I think he's open to it, but I think that he's not going to do nothing until the Players Association is pretty much on board on saying that they want it. The players have to kind of come together as a group and say, we want access to cannabis. And I think that, behind the scenes, that's something that may be kind of, gaining some steam. You know what I'm saying? Because I think if the players say they want it, and, you're always talking about you want to do what's best for the players, that's something you got to look at. You know what I'm saying? Because like once we talked about, again, it's just the opioid addictions and different things like that, alcoholism, different things. It's like, cannabis can kind of cure all those things, and not have us deal with, and not have the players have to deal with any of that.
Right.
So it's something that they got to look at. So I think he's open-minded enough. You know what I'm saying? I think he just needs a little bit more education on it, and I think he'll be on his way too.
On the way too. So, what do you see Viola, and as far as the goal? What's your goal for Viola now? I know that you want to, as far as help people out, but what's the plan as far as the brand itself?
I mean, we want to be an international brand, right? But we want to be known as a lifestyle brand with purpose. And what that means is, obviously the lifestyle part of it is, creating a product that is, good for our people. You know what I'm saying? Give our people something that's luxury, high quality, great product just in general. You know what I'm saying? That's built and look like, stuff that we like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that there's you look at, the war on drugs and the way, cannabis pretty much decimated our communities. You know what I'm saying? Now it's this new billion-dollar industry and we have no representation, no ownership, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? The best thing that we can possibly get out of this is a bullshit-ass job.
Right.
And, we have a problem. I have an issue with that. So our purpose is literally about empowering and uplifting the community.
And I think that's what we're looking at you now for that, because you don't see a lot of black-owned cannabis companies, especially growers. But I'm hearing that there are a few coming out, and
there's some. You know what I'm saying? There's not enough though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we, like I said, we only represent 3% of the industry. So you tell me that's nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Compared to when you talk about how many people in
jail for that. Yep.
Our numbers are staggering.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to figure out a way to increase diversity, participation. My goal for my company is to be able to set that gold standard on how you incorporate and how you create diversity. Because, you have a lot of these companies that are saying they want to do it and different things like that, but a lot of times it's predatory, you know what I'm saying? And it's not really set up for, for the people to win in the end. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that they just doing now just for the, because they feel like they have to. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that we want to do. We want to lead the charge in that, and, that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Every day, we're trying to make a difference in people's lives every day.
Well, I hope the NBA actually will be follow the lead of the MLB and then the NFL, especially NFL with those guys.
I think the NFL will be first because they got collective bargaining coming up this summer.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that the players are going to really ask for. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the whole extension of 18 games and all that kind of stuff. So I think that if any of that stuff goes through, I think that cannabis consumption will be allowed.
Right.
I think that's what I'm saying. Their players are all on board already.
Right.
We need this.
Right.
And they probably need it more than NBA players.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they give them way more pain drugs than anything.
You know what I'm saying? And, just, the neuroprotectant that cannabis provides and different things like that, I would say they need it just as much as anybody in sports. You know what I'm saying? So I think the NFL will probably be next and then the NBA will be surely to follow.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Al.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.